Ah yes, Pokemon Black and White, two of my favorite games in the Pokemon franchise. He had a great story, interesting characters, and of course... But it seems like I'm forgetting something. I remember there's like 3 of them. They're at the beginning of the game. And one of them got me a ton of dislikes. But what am I forgetting?
The starters?
Oh yeah, those things. How could I forget about them? Oh yeah, that's why. Get out of my head!
Anyways, Eryizo and I...
Whoa, wait a minute. Who are you?
Oh, I'm the SilverSlasher. You know, like... What's going on, Shiny Crew? I'm the SilverSlasher.
Oh yeah, I've known you for 2 years. Wait, how the f did I forget that?
So we're going to help you guys make the right decision on what statistically is the best starter. Of course there is no correct or incorrect decision on what starter to pick, but there definitely is a best Pokemon that will benefit you the most.
And in case you haven't seen the previous best starter video, we will be taking a look at each important character's individual Pokemon and rating each starter's level of advantage or disadvantage on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being totally disadvantaged and 5 being the best. We take a look at stats, type matchups, moves, basically everything. And we don't just take into account the gyms in Elite Four either, we also look at rival battles and evil teams since they are both prominent in the story.
All of this should help us get a good idea of who the most beneficial starter to choose really would be. Just remember there are no real opinions here, so if your favorite isn't quote-unquote the best, then don't get mad at us. The math told us so.
If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said, let's get started.
Off with my favorite of the 3, Snivy. Leaf Form Danger Noodle is one of the best grass types in the Unova region. Since you could easily find something to take the place of one of the other starter types on your team, my guess is that picking Snivy would be more beneficial than picking the others. Am I right or am I right?
Well, you're actually wrong, big boy. Wait, why did I say that in an Asian accent? Although Snivy is also my favorite of the 3, it's surprisingly the worst starter to pick.
What?
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Hold on, before you sink into chronic depression, let me tell you why it's the worst. Well, if you take a look at all the important characters, Snivy only does great against Clay and Bianca. Anywhere else he'll struggle or go even at 3.
Now that you mention it, it does struggle with a lot of the important characters. I mean, it is weak to Chili, Berg, Skyla, Bryson, and I mean, it does struggle with leaders like Iris and Drayden, but I mean, who didn't struggle with dragons before Gen 6?
Not to mention, it also struggles with your rival Charon, and when he's at the Elite Four, and gets this. Against Charon, Snivy has to worry about his Unpheasant, who has the flinching stab move Air Slash, and to put insult to injury, it has Super Luck and is holding the Scope Lens. What the frick, Charon? After that, you'll also have to, of course, worry about his starter. Not to mention, it also isn't super effective against any of his other team members. Snivy just has a bad time.
When it comes to N, all 3 starters do god-awful against the legendary, so just pretend they aren't there for a little. As for the other 5, Caracosta is really the only one Superior can handle. Vanilluxe has the obvious type advantage, with Blizzard and Frost Breath. Archeops has Acrobatics, and Zoroark has Flamethrower. Klinklang doesn't have anything super effective, but stalls Superior by resisting, well, every move it has. When it comes to Getsis... oh dear. I mean, it can handle Cofagrigus, I guess. Whether it's a Poison Jab, X-Scissor, Flamethrower, or Fire Blast, it's gonna have a bad time. Even Seismitoad, the Pokemon 4 times weak to grass, can counter with Sludge Wave.
Another thing we should probably mention is Alder. This is a bit of a sticky situation since these are the only Pokemon games in which the credits roll before you become champion, so there's no main story fight with him. However, Alder is a very important character, so we'll make an exception here. And since we will be talking about the Elite Four rematches because you still have to beat the Elite Four again in order to get to him. And we know you can battle Bianca and Charon again, but those are optional, so we won't count them here. So with that being said, let's talk about them rematches.
Chantal is just an ever so slightly unfavorable matchup for Superior, since it has trouble with Frostlash, Drifblim, and Chandelure, but has the advantage over Golurk, it can go even with Cofagrigus, and has type type advantage over Jellicent while still having to watch out for its Sludge Wave.
Next up we have Marshall, who has an overall even matchup against Serperior. If you look at his team, the only real threats Serperior has to worry about are the Sock with Poison Jab, the Mienshao with U-Turn and Acrobatics, and of course the Toxicroak. And the Sock and Mienshao's attacks aren't stabs, so the threat level is diminished a bit. Besides that though, he pretty much goes even with everything else.
Then we have Grimsley. For Serperior, this is arguably the most difficult Elite Four battle. While it can deal with Sharpedo and Crocodile, all 4 of the others have super effective moves, and Drippyon and Bisharp both resist the crap out of it. Grinsneck no match for my boy Bisharp.
And for the final member of the Elite Four, Caitlyn, which before the rematch was a pretty even matchup. But oh my god did it change. With the addition of Bronzong and Metagross, these two completely wall Serperior's attacks. And come on, look at those stats. Metagross is freaking insane. Other than that, it only struggles with the Sigilyph and goes even with the rest of the team.
And last but not least, we have Alder. I don't really think we need to explain this one, right? You're all smart people, you know what's going on here. Bug move, dragon type, ice move, bug move, fire move, bug move, rip.
Yep, Alder's team just simply destroys Serperior with ease. And all of this adds up to Snivy being one of the toughest starters to choose through your black and white playthrough. With that being said, Oshawott has to be the best starter, right? I mean, he does fare a lot better against the gym leaders like Berg and Bryson and can hold his own against Chantal, Grimsley, and N.
I wish. Unfortunately, the title can't really go to Oshawott either. Even though the line does do better than the Serperior line, they still don't really excel at anything. It's kind of just more of a solid choice than a beneficial one, you feel me? Overall, it struggles less than Serperior, but in the gyms that it's useful in, so is Serperior. An easy example is against Clay. Obviously Duat has type advantage, making it super effective against 2 of the 3, but the same thing goes for Serperior. And moving on to the Elite Four, it's just really an average choice, like how it doesn't have an advantage against Marshall, Caitlyn, and Getsis, who run a coverage move or 2 that can be a threat if you're not expecting it.
Yeah, I guess you're right when you put it like that. Another key point to add is the amount of coverage moves Samurott can learn. While yes, there are some moves it can learn like X-Scissor or Heart Skilling for Megahorn, there's not really much to work with in terms of having great coverage moves.
Exactly. By level up, all it really has is water moves, and when you're battling so many diverse Pokemon, that's just simply not enough sometimes. If it had more moves from different types that it could learn easier, perhaps it would be the #1 pick, but since it doesn't, that honor has to go to Bacon Boy, Emboar.
You know, the fact that the fire type keeps on winning is really starting to get on my nerves. But if you really think about it, it is unfortunately the best choice. The added fighting type really helps out against Lenora and Grimsley. It also really helps take care of the Team Plasma Grunts since they usually only carry things weak to fighting like Watchog, Liepard, Sandile, and Scraggy. Plus it's always nice to have that extra stab typing.
Yup, and have you seen this thing's move pool? It's freaking insane! Just by level up, it can learn normal, fire, rock, and dark type moves. Also poison, but smog sucks. And with TMs, you can add on types like electric or even grass and water, with moves like Wild Charge, Solar Beam, and Scald. And even though its only fighting move by level up is Arm Thrust, that should easily carry you to Isurus City for Brick Break.
And when you take a look at the graph, Emboar generally has better matchups than the other 2 starters. The only cases where Emboar falls lower is against Clay, Caitlyn, and kind of Skyla. But not really, since they all do pretty bad. I really hate to say it, but the vast move pool coupled with the added fighting type really solidifies Emboar as the best starter in Unova. God, I can't wait to see the comment section on this one.
But Eryizo? That's not fair to say for all of Unova yet, just the first set of games, right?
Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me, Wade. Since Pokemon Black and White 2 are so much more different than the original games, we will be splitting this video into 2 parts. Of course, part 1 of this video, which you're watching right now, covers the first 2 games, Pokemon Black and White. Not to worry though, we will have part 2 coming out
in the very near future.
And we'll be doing the same thing over on my channel, so right now you can go watch this video and find out who the most difficult gym leader in Black and White is, before we talk about the most difficult gym leader in Black and White 2.
In the very near future.
Now give me the outro.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section below. As we said before, even though this is based on numbers and facts, this does not reflect our personal opinions because trust me, we hate Emboar just as much as you. All of the starters are great choices. So let us know what your favorite Unova starter is in the comments section below. I also want to thank my good friend TheSilverSlasher for joining me today and helping me with the research. And like you said before, we did do a video on his channel, so click the annotation here to go check it out. If you want to see the other best starter videos, click the other annotation here. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.